So, some of you may know that there has been a ceasefire recently between India and Pakistan in their military endeavors. And I was very surprised to see a lot of people, not just random people on the internet, but people I actually knew in real life, that were actually unhappy about a ceasefire between these countries, and that actually wanted to see at least one of the countries wipe the other one out. So unhappy, in fact, that boycotts were threatened, insults were thrown out. I believe a minister received death threats, a foreign minister. I'm just thinking, I don't know what these people are talking about, because a ceasefire is the single best thing that could happen to countries that are escalating. Why? Well, because normally when people say war, if you're against war, it's cowardice or you're cowardly. I think that's ridiculous. Now, obviously, it's possible to be against war simply because there's an underlying fear of death or suffering. And I think that's valid as well. But the reality is that you don't need to be against military conflict just because you view it as scary. Military conflict is inherently selfish. The poor are always the ones that are hurt the most, the ones that suffer the most. And normally, it's people who have a voice, who are calling for this conflict, who are urging their governments on, who are urging their people on to actually engage in warfare. And they're doing this at the cost of the poor who don't even have voices. It doesn't just result in massive destruction or massive suffering, but it causes more problems. Why? Because humans are naturally defensive creatures. You don't solve problems by going to war. You create more problems. You invite more people to hate you. You foster extremism and you develop resentment towards your own nation. That only leads to more ticking time bombs in the future. And by that I mean you're only breeding more extremism. You're only increasing the chances that you get attacked in the future, especially through terrorism. So by encouraging war, you're not just encouraging something that leads to widespread deaths and crises, which in itself should be enough to not do it, but you're also encouraging something that goes against the very cause that you stand for. And that is not something I will accept, especially when it's between two nuclear powers. Do you know what that means? It means the war was not winnable. Why? Because if one country attempts to take the other one's government out, there's a significant risk that the government realizes, okay, we're screwed. If we're going down, we're going to take them with us, and an impulsive decision happens, and a nuke is fired. And after that point, it's a point of no return. But the alternative to this is one of the countries who's invading the other has to retreat, is forced to retreat because both have nukes. So there is no winning the war anyways. So I don't really understand why people are even cheering for it. I feel like it's a very big problem that people in the world nowadays think more with emotions than they think with actual logic. Oh, we were attacked, we lost a lot of people, so let's go instigate a conflict that is only going to result in more than tenfold the losses, and not just in terms of mortality, but in terms of the economy, in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of the natural environment. Do you understand how much war pollutes and destroys the ecosystem and environment in general? And tell me again that you support war. That's all. Thank you.